Hi. Okay, so we're working on single color brioche, and which means we're just using one color of brioche. When you do single color brioche, realize that you don't have to know how to purl brioche. You just need to know how to do a brioche knit, because you do the same stitch, the knit stitch, on both sides, which gives you this really nice squishy material, but it looks the same on both sides. The reason we learn how to brioche purl is when we get ready to do two-color brioche, you will need to know how to do the brioche purl stitch. But remember, you don't do a purl. Generally, you don't do a purl when you're using one color. Okay, so I have my stitch markers, and I have gone ahead and recast some yarn, and I have several bumps. So I'm going to use my stitch markers to mark some bumps that I want to delete. And I'm going to delete this one, and it really doesn't matter because we're just practicing, but if you're in a pattern, then you'll want to know exactly where you want to mark these. And this tells me where I want to delete. So the one thing that you need to remember when you're going to delete is the stitch that's marked. We have this stitch marked, and that will be these double yarn overs and a marked stitch. So three pieces of yarn before, I should say, we want to stop. So we will go ahead and knit this stitch. We will cast this stitch, pass. We will knit this stitch and pass this stitch. So then these three stitches, and actually they're only two stitches, but they're three pieces of yarn, those get knit together. So let's go ahead and do that so that I can show you how we're going to do. Now, I'm not using my 3-stitch selvage edge, so I'm just going to knit that first one. Bring my yarn forward. We know we have to bring our yarn forward on a knit because there we have a little cuff, a little collar, so to speak. So I'm going to slip that, and with my yarn still in front, I'm going to go ahead and knit the next one. And the same thing, I'm going to pull my yarn forward. I'm going to slip that stitch. Now, as you can see, we're getting very close. Those are our 3 pieces of yarn that we want to knit together, because this is actually a stitch we want to go away. So we're going to go ahead and knit those 3 together. Okay. We're going to put that stitch from our left-hand needle back on our right-hand needle, and then we're going to pull this double piece of yarn over. It's called a pass over. And once you've done that, then you can move that stitch back because that one's already been knit. So when we look at our material, our fabric, we can see that we have a cuff here. So that means we're going to pull our yarn forward, we're going to slip that, and then knit the next one. So let's check. We have to be, 3 stitches or 3 pieces of yarn, which are 2 stitches. So I pulled my yarn forward and I just slipped this stitch. So that means that this is the stitch. Let me see if I can push this up just a little bit better. So that's telling me that this is the stitch, the double yarns over, the yarn over the regular stitch is the one we want to decrease. So we have 3 stitches before it. That's the one we want to knit together. So let's go ahead and knit that together. Remember, we're going to pass it back over to our left-hand stitch. And then we're going to take that stitch, the double yarn stitch, and pass it over the stitch we just passed. And once we've done that, then we can go ahead and put that back over. Okay, we have another cuff, so we're going to bring it forward, slip, knit that 2 stitch, forward, slip, knit that stitch, forward, and just pass. So we've made 2 decreases. Let's go ahead and knit the other side. My first stitch I am knitting. I bring my yarn forward. I slip that stitch. I knit the double. The biggest thing is if you watch for your cuffs, then you'll know that the next one will be a double. Pretty much. So let's slip that, knit this, pull our yarn forward. Now we have a cuff, so we're going to slip that, knit those 2 together, yarn forward, cuff, so we're going to slip, knit those 2 forward, and you might have to separate it with your thumb, that's okay, slip, forward. Actually, we're decreasing. I'm sorry, this isn't a purl. We will learn how to purl later, and the purl stitch is a little bit different. This is just the decrease. Wow, I'm not quite with it today. So we bring our yarn forward. This is the decrease, please. I'm sorry. We are still knitting all of our stitches. Okay, so when you look at this, you can see that I've taken these 2 ridges and I've made them 1. And we'll see that after this next row. Let's go ahead and just knit this row so that we can kind of show you how neat that is. Forward, slip, knit. And remember, you can stop this video to catch up anytime you need to. And when I'm on the computer, I just do that, keeping my mouse right in the middle of the video. I just go ahead and tap, I tap the video with my mouse and it stops. And then if I tap it again, it will start. If you're on your phone, I think you just have to do your finger, just tap in the middle of the video and stop it. Okay, so I have gone ahead and knit another row, and we can see a little bit better. These are the 2 rows that I've turned into 1, and then you can see it's going to be 1 going up. Same thing here, 2 rows, and I've turned it into 1, and it's going up. Okay, that's all there is to decrease on brioche. I don't have a project for you, but I will look for one, and perhaps we will find something really easy that we can use single color brioche and make a project, and then we'll go further on into double color brioche. Double color brioche can kind of trip people up a little bit, and we will talk about that in our next video, in the next video when we do double color brioche. I hope this has helped you. Brioche isn't that hard if you practice. The big thing about any skill, whether it's playing the piano or even working on cars, a lot of times people there are some people that can just grab it like that and don't even have to practice. But for most of us earthlings, we practice. Practice makes us do better, and there's nothing wrong with practice. So make sure that you keep some of your excess yarn from any other project you've finished. Keep it. I have more. I have them scattered all over my craft room. Keep them so that when you need to practice something like this, you're set to go. You don't have to buy brand new yarn to practice with. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope this has helped. I know it's very short. We set up a lot of things in our other brioche videos, so I hope this has helped you. You know how to increase and decrease and do your brioche knit stitch. We will work on purl next. Okay, I'll see you again. Bye-bye.